Hello my cultists, my name is Matthias and welcome to a new episode of the Temple of Dolls. 1 year ago today I posted the first episode of the Temple of Dolls, so I thought to celebrate it I will finish the matryoshka duo and make Miku. I will also work a little bit on Gummy throughout the video. There are some small things that I want to fix with Gummy, but let's not make with the hedge and get into making the doll. I will be using Frankie for Miku as well. I didn't mention this in the Gummy video, but I was inspired to make Gummy after seeing Plushie Poke's awesome creations. Please go follow this amazing artist on Instagram. This doll was probably the dirtiest doll that I ever have worked with. Both the body and the head needed to be washed. The body wasn't as bad as the head, but I just need to wash it to calm my neurotic mind. The neck broke, but I can actually fix it. We will be coming back to it later, but I will link a tutorial I used in the description. I used a pair of pliers to pull out all of the glue in the head. This doll was nasty. It might be a bit satisfying, but it's still nasty. And I hate the smell. After I had this dried, I used acrylic to paint the skull with a similar color to her hair. I will use yarn for her hair. I was thinking about using nylon hair, but I changed my mind and ended up using yarn instead to make her fit to Gummy and also to save money. To start, I need to reroute her head first. I usually divide the yarn into smaller strands. I find this easier to brush out. You don't need to if you don't want to, but I usually pull out fewer strands this way. The reroute was divided into 3 areas. 2 of the areas are for pigtails and the third one is for bangs. I keep them separate during the whole process. When the reroute is done, I take fabric tack or universal glue and shove it into the head. After that you can take the end of a brush and use it to assure that every plug is covered. After 24 hours you can brush the yarn out, and after the yarn is brushed I use a flat iron to have the hair become soft and shiny. I actually find that you can get the best shiny hair by flat ironing the yarn until it gets kind of bumpy, then brushing it through again. Time to make some yarn wefts. I will actually do 2 yarn extensions for the twin tails. Credit to Hextion for the technique. Time to get to the body for a while. I start off with sanding off the stitches. I use sandpaper and a little bit of acetone for this. Now to fix that neck peg. I will be using something that I learned from the dance typo. You drill a hole into the neck, then you use a wire to catch the neck peg inside of the neck. You then super glue the wire down, and after that stride you have a functional neck again. I will link Dad's typos video since they go more in depth with it. This might have been a little bit unnecessary, but I used epoxy sculpt to make sure the wire will stay in place. After 24 hours the wire is extra safe and you can sand and paint the epoxy. I did some body blushing since Gummy had body blushing, though this wasn't necessary since her clothes will be covering her whole body. I sealed the body with a layer of matte varnish. And after that is dried, I put the head back on the body. I cover the hair and the body to protect them. Then it's time to do the face up. Before I start the face up, I want the Miku to look to the right, since Gummy looks to the left. I thought it would be super cool if they looked at each other, but when I got to sketching, I totally forgot all about that and ended up doing normal centered eyes. And I realized just after face up that I messed up. I like Miku's face, so I will not be redoing it. The dots are not symmetrical, which bugs me a little bit, but not enough that I will go back to fix them. Does this make me a bad customizer? Maybe. So I've been making videos somewhat regularly for a year now. Have I learned something during that time? A little. I don't see my videos being on par with the bigger creators just yet. Even if I'm a big amateur, I still try to learn something new for every video. Something little that can help me improve for the next video. I recently learned that I should keep things more still during filming and that I should not zoom in too much. I also started to change the order I do things. I'm still far from being as good as the more famous YouTubers in our community, but I'm getting there. The only tip that I can share with you guys is trying to analyze the bigger YouTubers' videos. Try to go more in depth with what makes the videos work so much better. I also have decided that I need to take a look at how they structure the sentences and what I can do to make my script sound less repetitive. Maybe in the future, when I found out what I am doing, I can make videos about sharing my knowledge that I have gained. This is in the far future, when I actually gain that knowledge. One thing I like about my videos is that I feel like I bring a uniqueness that you can't really find, or at least not find in the bigger YouTubers of the community. If this is a good thing, I cannot really say. I'm also in a bit of conflict in how I should censor myself. Like, I can't really get rid of the swearing or the slightly dark jokes, since I see that as a part of myself and I would not be myself if I didn't have those parts. But I can be much darker and sexual with my jokes. The only thing is that not everyone is going to like jokes like that, and I will not fault anyone for not liking them. It's like I said to my best friend once. On the internet I am PG-13, but with her, well, let's say that I am a hard R. Miku's face up is done, but I will update Gummy's face up a little bit. Nothing big, I just want her to match Miku a little bit more. So I will be darkening her colors and give her more noticeable blushing, also fixing the eye shines. Onto the clothes. Miku will have a jumpsuit, which for that I am using what I think is called a sweater knit. I am unsure if this is right. In Swedish the fabric's name is joggingtyg, but I have trouble with finding a translation for this. Any hooters, I will modify a jacket pattern for a jacket. This pattern is buff from Delightful. For pants, I actually use a pattern that I got from a pair of Monster High pants. I use a neon yellow satin ribbon for a stripe down the pants and the sleeves. You can use a flame to melt the ribbon. This will help to prevent it from fraying, but I don't think I need to say this, but be careful doing this. This should be obvious, but people. It's like the warning on baby clothes saying that you should not have it too close to upper fire. Like, you wonder how many people did that before they had to put that warning on. Like, it should be pretty obvious that you should not do that. But then again, the tripod challenge was a thing, so yeah. After that little rant, I will jump a little bit to gummy again. So I wanted to replace snap buttons with the zipper. At first I thought I might need to do a new hoodie, but I wasn't in the mood to do a new hoodie if it wasn't totally necessary. Lucky for me that I didn't need to do that. The zippers were both too long, so I need to shorten them. This was done easily with matching how long I wanted it, and after that run a straight stitch back and forth a couple of times. After that I just cut the excess off and use a flame to melt the zipper a little bit. I gave Gummy a pair of pants as well. I just didn't record it. Back to Miku. I finished her outfit with hand sewing the zipper on. Can I say that my hand sewing has gotten better? Maybe a little tiny bit. The next step is hairstyling. I use water and a little bit of hair wax. While you watch me style the hair, I will tell you about the shoes. I thought I had recorded a painting of the shoes, but apparently not. For the shoes, I use a pair of Reboot Frankie shoes and use a Posca pen to paint on white details. So I decided that I wanted to do all the houses that they have around their heads in the music video. If you have seen it or know about it, you know what I'm talking about. I used 2 layers of white foam for this. I traced around both of the girls' head to get the shape. After that I went to town with drawing all the houses, pun very much intended. This isn't my favorite details of the dolls, but I think they end up looking great in the end. Almost done. The last thing I need to do is to paint the hands. So I do the same thing as I did for Gummy. I prime the hands with black primer, then use Vallejo acrylics to paint them. I was thinking about using high gloss varnish instead of matte, though I thought decided that maybe if I mix high gloss and matte I could get something like satin varnish. This worked out wonderfully, and I'm happy that I thought about it. Let the hands dry overnight and the next day the dolls are done. I'm very happy that I went for making this anniversary special. I won't probably do this every year, like if I do an anniversary special again. It's probably gonna be for my 5-year anniversary, and who knows if YouTube is still around by then. I am happy that I finished this duo, and I can't wait to see what next year has in store for this series. See you guys on the other side. Bye!